Hello there, and welcome to Metroid 2. My name is Eric, I call myself Demon Alchemist, and I am excited and a bit nervous to get into this one. First, I want to clear my first save file. And here we are. Unlike Metroid 1, we start on the surface of a planet, and right near our ship, actually. I don't think there's anything to do in here. I don't even think you can refill your weapons and health, but I'm not certain. We also start with the Morph Ball already, and the Missile Launcher already, with 30 missiles. Quite different. We can't go left, so, I guess again, different from Metroid 1, gotta go right. Metroid 1 was unique at the time for forcing you to go left instead of right, as a way to teach you that you could go both ways. Whereas back then it was common for games to just run left to right, like Castlevania. Well, Castlevania doesn't exclusively go left to right, so that's not a great example. Like Mario 1. Sorry, just taking a drink of water. Here we go. This game is fairly different from Metroid 1 in terms of feel and setup. It's floatier, more like the next game is as well, Super Metroid. And there's a few new features. You can still shoot forward, as well as up, and while jumping, you can shoot straight down, and you can crouch. Very useful. All very handy features here. I guess to explain the story, I didn't let it sit on the title screen. I'm not actually sure. Let's see. Let me let it sit. See if it'll play a thing, because I'm not actually sure if it does. Just leave it for a sec. I don't remember if there is an idle or not. Doesn't seem to be. It just kind of sits with these strange ambient noises. I'm gonna sit here for a sec, and if something happens, you'll see it. Otherwise, I'll move in. Oh, the music's nice though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. If you're curious, by the way, I am playing the Japanese version. Whoa. New song. I'm sorry, this is such a mess here at the beginning, but I just don't remember. It's good music, but I don't think any story is going to happen, so I'm just going to move in. This is the Japanese version I'm playing in, but there aren't very many differences at all. I don't know of any, actually. And you might notice there's color, even though this is a black and white game normally. That's because I'm playing on NSO with the Game Boy Color palette selected. I think it looks really nice in this game. It's similar to like the Super Game Boy default palettes, I think. One of them, I don't remember what they actually look like. On the Super Game Boy, actually, while playing, I actually switch between the two default palettes, depending on where I am. Which, it's nice that this just looks good everywhere, so I don't worry about that. But so, I guess story-wise, it's worth explaining. We are on the planet SR-388. Samus has been commanded... she can't be commanded. She's been hired by the Galactic Federation for a mission to hunt down and exterminate all remaining Metroids on their home planet here of SR-388. Samus eliminated all the Metroids on planet Zebes, and things happened in the Metroid Prime series. But basically, the only known remaining Metroids are on this planet, and we're here to wipe them all out. Which sounds like there'd be a lot of them, but there are only 39, as you can see in the bottom right. If I pause, it'll say 1. That means there's 1 left in this area. Let me mute my laptop so it doesn't make any more noise. But this game is separated out into separate areas, each of which has a certain number of Metroids you have to take out before you can move on. While the areas themselves are still fairly open, this game is much more linear than Metroid 1, or Super Metroid, or most of the sequels. But it's linear in a different way to Fusion, because you get basically no instruction whatsoever. You're not told where to go or what to do. You just go exploring and killing Metroids. And generally, it's not hard to find all of the items. There might be one or two that I miss, and I'll have to go back for later. But I'll deal with that when I get to it. I can usually get through the game without missing much. The last time I played through a few weeks ago, I just missed one item. Ooh, we just saw what looked like a larval Metroid. Or what looked like a Metroid, and it landed, or was landed, and it popped out as that. That is an Alpha Metroid. On planet SR388, and seemingly only here, Metroids can metamorphose into further life stages. The Metroids we saw in the first game are called larval Metroids. Yeah, if you touch these, they refill your energy and missiles. And larval Metroids turn into Alpha Metroids, which is the one we just fought. And unlike larval Metroids, they are not immune to missile shots. They are, however, immune to being frozen, which is the main weakness of normal Metroids, larval Metroids. The exact life stages are a little weird, and the process isn't fully explained. But the remake of this game, Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS, which I highly recommend, by the way, explains or shows the story a little bit more in detail. And it's explained that the Metroids... Nah, I won't go too much into the details of the story, because it's actually a spoiler, kind of, for Metroid Fusion. But so, basically, only on this planet can they turn into later life stages, which are more dangerous, kind of, but also more vulnerable to missiles, specifically, which is why you start this game with missiles. Speaking of missiles, activating your missiles does not change the color of Samus, obviously, because the game was originally black and white, or green and black, 4 shades of green on the original Game Boy. And instead, your arm cannon opens up to show the missiles are prepared. That is a thing that became standard in later games. And just sort of became a part of the Metroid formula. This is new. Save stations. You just stand on them and press start, and you save. Very, very easy. This is the first Metroid game in the US to have saving. And the first to have the proper save stations that became more standard later. Although they're not sequestered into their own rooms all the time in this game. And unlike previous game, we started with full health, which is nice. But this game is a bit... The game is no less cavernous than Metroid 1. In fact, I'd say it's more. And it has some of the same problems, where areas are still quite samey, and it can be hard to, like, remember areas visually. Like, I vaguely remember the layouts of areas, but I don't remember the way they look for the most part, because the sprite sets just aren't that different. They're a bit different. But if you're interested in this game's setup, I would actually recommend playing Samus Returns first or over this, because I do think it is a much improved version, although it's also just very different. Like, it feels... It doesn't feel at all like this game. It feels like Metroid Dread does, obviously, but Dread came after. But the story is the same, the setup is the same, and it sort of replaces this game in canon. But that doesn't mean this game's not worth playing. It is. It's really fun. Particularly if you don't mind a more linear approach to Metroid. One downside is that, well, it works for atmosphere, but a lot of this game just doesn't have music. For a lot of the time, there's just these sort of ambient noises as you explore. This game doesn't have as many like pumping tracks as Metroid 1 or 3 or Fusion. Although Fusion also does sort of ambient music and setup. I don't remember which way I want to go first. I'm going to go down first. There's 4 Metroids in this area. Often you'll encounter these shed skin, I guess? The membranes that the Metroids left behind as larvae. Yeah, I can't progress this way because I have no way to break those blocks. I can try missiles, but I know it doesn't work. But so this means that a Metroid landed here, a larval Metroid landed there, and then turned into an alpha Metroid. For some reason, I always get confused with what terms to use for that. Crystallize, metamorphosize, morph. I don't know. But so generally, you don't have very many options to explore, at least broadly. I mentioned in Metroid 1 that these guys, they function the same way as the guys in Metroid 1 that are similar, but they don't spawn infinitely. After a while, they stop spawning. And there's actually a specific sound that plays to let you know they're done. That's the sound. That means that left one's no longer going to spawn anymore until I leave the area and come back. It's useful to know. I don't need to keep going because I'm at full now. But there are still enemies that are good for grinding with. And here we are, first open area. This is Phase 2? I don't actually remember the areas for sure. Because they don't have clear divisions between them. And they're just numbered. In AM2R, the fan remake of this game, which is also great, highly recommend that too, it gives the areas actual names, and that's cool. In Samus Returns, they're still just numbered, but the numbering is a little different. But one of the things I've been a little concerned about starting with this game is that there is going to be less for me to talk about with the game, because this is admittedly a pretty simple game. There's not a lot of complexity going on here. Here's a missile door. 5 missiles, just like the first game. And what do we get? The Morph Ball Bombs. Nice. And there's an item right there to teach you that you can bomb down here. And that's true for a lot of the rooms like this. And in fact, most of them, you can actually bomb up and get up here and go through a passageway, or at least just pop into the wall for a second, but not this one. I don't think you can bomb jump infinitely in this game. Oh, you might be able to. Yeah, totally. If you can time it well, you can. I don't really tend to do it for reasons as we'll see. There are items you get in the game that make exploring vertically easier. And so I don't really tend to worry about that. I think I'm just going to head right here. I was streaming AM2R the other day, and it's fun. I will probably continue that when I stream next, which for me will be this coming Friday, or last Friday when this comes out. Because this is the same day I recorded Mega Man 5 Part 2. I'm not sure which way I want to go, though. But I actually didn't stream this last Friday. So that's Friday the 10th. I didn't stream. I have been streaming every Friday, but I stayed up too late the night before, and I really just did not feel up to recording or streaming. This is the Ice Beam. Since colors can't be used, it has a letter representing the beam. So it has the Ice Beam. It's quite useful, just like the previous game. And like the previous game, there is no beam stacking. So when we come across other beams, I will be making the decision whether or not to switch. I say beams because there are more than 2 types. We'll get into it. This game introduced 2 more types of beam weapons that became standard in the series. And the next game has beam stacking. This is the last one, where you just choose between different beams. But, so even though I didn't stream this last Friday, I do still intend to stream going forward. It's just one day that I missed. Not really, I don't intend to, like... Is this the way I came from? It is. That was the energy tank I got. It's going to be a little hard to know where I have and haven't been in this game. But I think I will probably play more AM2R on stream. I was playing in hard mode, which I haven't beaten before, I don't think. Oh, I'm so unsure. This is the way out this way, so I think I'm going to head... This is going to be very meandering. But yeah, I think I'm going to head out this way first, because this doesn't lead outside the structure. Yeah, here's a missile tank. They increase the max missiles you hold by 10. Ow. Not 5, it's 10. Which means there are fewer of them. Although, you don't get... Yeah, you can use that as a trick to get up here. Just taking damage. There are fewer missile tanks. Fewer... But there, you don't get missile upgrades by beating bosses or anything. So, I think there actually are more tanks in this game. There's an upgrade that we can't get from this side. It looks weirdly not perfectly circular. But we'll get that. But yeah, I think this is the only Metroid game where all missile tanks give you a 10 upgrade. It's basically always 5. Samus Returns and Dread have missile tanks that give you, I think, 2? They upgrade your missile capacity by... No, I think it's 3 in Samus Returns and 2 in Dread? I think? So that goes outside, so I think I want to go this way. And then there's Missile Plus tanks, which give you 10. Oh. I don't remember there being a path like this up here. Let me see if I can actually bomb my way up there. Yeah! Nice. Trixie. There's another missile tank. But since it upgrades you to 10, and there are only... You already start with 30. The maximum is 250. And I'm trying to remember how many that makes. So that means there's 220. There's 22. There's one more missile tank than the previous game had. Pretty sure. Where does this lead? Outside. When the screen transitions like that, it means you're going outside. And I'm actually going to go outside to the right first. Because it'll give me an item that'll let me explore the other way around. I apologize, this series is probably going to be a little bit less visually interesting. Because the game kind of is. I still love this game. But there's just kind of less going on. I want to head this way. Obviously that skin being there implies there'll be a Metroid out this way. I believe there will be. Though I don't fully remember. No, I don't think so, because I think this just leads straight to the item. Right? Yeah. We get the Spider Ball, a new feature of this game. If you press down while in Morph Ball form, you will attach to the surface you're on, and you can climb it. It's pretty cool, actually. The Spider Ball is only in this game, and then it came back in the Prime series. And then, obviously, this game's remake, Samus Returns, has it too. Otherwise, it's not in the series very much. Not in the 2D series. It doesn't come back in Super Metroid or Fusion or Dread. And I guess it's just because with more interesting level design, it's not that helpful. This game has a lot of like flat walls that you can just sort of climb up. Here is an Alpha Metroid. Sometimes you can see it before it notices you. Oh, and these are essentially the boss fights of the game. They're not the only boss fights, but pretty much. The vast majority of the boss fights are Metroids. And they're quite hectic. We'll see Metroids later that behave a bit more complicatedly. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there we go, attached. If you drop a bomb near you, the explosion of a bomb will trigger you to leave Spider Ball mode, basically. So you gotta be careful around your own bombs while in Spider Ball. A lot of areas in the top right and left corners have these channels you can bomb through. Some lead to items and some don't. Bombs obviously won't break blocks off screen, so you gotta stay close enough for it to still break the block without getting close enough, without getting too close and getting knocked out of Morph Ball mode. This one does not have any items, I guess. I always explore each one, but only some of them have something worthwhile. I also like to go along the ceilings, but only some of them have something worthwhile. You can break these blocks by shooting them as well. I think what I'll do is pop up, attach, and then go down. But yeah, this game is just very simple. And I think because of that, I'm going to shoot for 40-minute videos, and I might increase the length as we go, because I want to get through this game fairly quickly. Because while I love this game, I am particularly interested in showing you guys Super Metroid. Not that it's not well known or anything. This game is actually far less popular than Super. But I love Super Metroid, and I love doing tricks and sequence breaks. And I'm excited to just go to Let's Play that as well. Let's just pop down here. This is where we were before. See if I can bomb my way up. It'd be easier just to go left. Yeah, I'll just go up here and then Spider Ball. There's a lot of this sort of semi-aimless exploration in this game. And, like, I don't think I'll necessarily cut or fast forward much in this series. But I will if I feel the need to. If it gets to be a bit much, where it feels like I'm just wandering around the same areas over and over again. But, like, there's not that many secrets or collectibles, so, like, I don't really expect meandering too much to be a problem. Because, like, this area I've already fully explored everywhere except for the wall up to the left here. I don't remember if there's anything there. I'm going to check, obviously. And so I will jump up here and Morph Ball. If I remembered the maps better, then I wouldn't need to explore quite so exhaustively. But the Spider Ball lets you sort of cover every area, and I think that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's the ceiling. So, okay, I've fully explored this area now. So now I can head down to where those blocks were, because they are breakable with the Morph Ball Bomb. I didn't realize it took so much damage on the way. Let's go ahead and grind. Just do this, dude. Shouldn't take too long to get up some health. And then when he stops spawning, I'll move on. It's nice to have, like, a clear boundary to switch at. Whereas in the original game, I don't fully understand how the drops work. It seems like they just entirely stopped dropping things after a while, but I think that might just be a weird quirk of the RNG system, the number table or whatever it uses to decide random values. Yeah, heading straight down. I believe this is the path. Yeah. Can I break both of these, actually? No, just the bottom. No, you can't break both. Cool. These guys look really weird. I don't, like... They're like weird bats with, like, clear cavities. I've never really thought about the way they look and how they would look in, like, real life, but now I'm kind of horrified by them. I apologize, I don't really have, like, a ton to say. I don't have much to say about the game, and, like, I only have so much to say about me. After this, I'm going to be playing more Metroid Dread in hard mode, since I'm doing my replays of the series. Do I go left? No, I'll go right first. I love every Metroid game. I'm not actually sure if I really feel confident in saying that I love Metroid Other M, because there are things that I distinctly do not love. Though I think the gameplay is really fun, particularly later on. It's it's a game that I think gets exponentially more fun as you get more collectibles, more power-ups. And I mean, yeah, that's just generally true of most games that have power-ups. But, like, I think the core formula is fun of Other M, but I think it's way more fun later. I think they could have utilized... I think the gameplay's still not, like, perfect, even just for what it is. I think they could have utilized... specifically, the first-person mechanic. Because, obviously, the Prime series is just in first-person, period. Other M is different. Ugh. And I think they could have better utilized the fact that you can switch to first-person at any time. Ugh, I missed that pellet. Really wanted that. Trying to get some health back, but it's not really working for me. I'm about to fight 2 more Metroids, obviously. Nah, I don't need more missiles. I'm fine. 84 is plenty of missiles right now. I believe... Yeah, it's like this is still an Alpha Metroid. This is a nice place if you can get below a ledge. Generally, you can just sort of hang out and shoot him as he comes. The main AI for the Metroid, the Alpha Metroids at least, is to just charge at you. So it's easy to get just, like... it's easy to take a bunch of damage. And there's not much strategy to the fights, which is something I really like in Samus Returns. That, because of the addition of the melee counter and the aiming system in the game, the fights against the Metroids and other boss fights are way more complex and I think more fun. Although there is something to be said about the simplicity here. But after you've taken out all of the Metroids in an area, there will be an earthquake that will open up a previously sealed passage. And it's more consistent than that even sounds. We passed water, or we passed some kind of liquid on the way in here that blocked our way forward. The only way forward we had was to go in this area. Now that liquid will be gone, or will be lowered. That's how this game sort of blocks successive areas, is by lowering water, or liquid. Damaging liquid. I'm saying like water. It blocks you because it'll kill you if you go in it too long. It damages you over time. Which is why sometimes it's been represented as lava. In Samus Returns, It's represented by, like, purple liquid. You still can't morph ball in midair, which is kind of annoying. I should just... it's not going great right now. I should just use the spider ball to get through passages like this, but yeah, I will. It's way smarter to do like this. Go round. I'm just being stupid. But yeah, it's been inconsistent in like materials related to the game. And in AM2R, it's lava. Obviously, AM2R is not canon to the main series, because it's a fan game, but it's just interesting that the approaches are different. Regardless, it is damaging fluid of some variety, and you can actually brute force your way through and do some sequence breaking that way. But it's not really worth it, I don't think. I haven't actually done it, though, so I can't say with confidence, but I think just going in the normal order is fine. And you can't go straight to the end of the game. There is a spot that is entirely blocked until you've killed all the Metroids. I hadn't really noticed that standing and crouching make a noise. And that block is only... The block does not go away until you kill them all. So even if you brute force your way to get to that point, you can't get past it without having done the main objective. Like, the whole point of this game is Samus exterminating the Metroids. As a result of the danger they pose to galactic society, as demonstrated by the space pirates' usage of them on Zebes, as well as other situations in the Prime series. This is where the liquid was, so now we can go down here. I don't exactly remember where this leads to. I think this leads into Phase 3. They are named phases, the areas here. Ow. I need to be a little more careful. I didn't pass by that save point earlier. I should have. And I do not want to die. Because unlike the previous game, and like every later game, if I die, I will go back to where I saved last. That's right. You can technically go left or right. I am just not being as careful as I should be. It's worth being aware that Samus does not shoot directly up from her center. It's where her arm is, so it's right there. Which actually goes into an interesting thing. This game, unlike a lot of 2D games, does not use sprite mirroring. So Samus's left sprite, Samus's sprite when she's facing left, is not the same as her sprite when she's facing right. It's a little hard to distinguish, but she's right-handed. Her arm cannon is on her right arm, and so it's closer to the camera when you're facing right, and farther away when you're facing left. And that's really cool. It's a nice detail. This is a great video about Samus's animations throughout the series. And he made a follow-up for Dread specifically. The channel is Video Game Animation Study, and if I remember to, I'll link the specific animation videos I'm talking about in the description. They're really interesting. And he points out that even just little details like Samus being right-handed just start to give a more thorough, like, example of her physical form. You also have a turning sprite. If I just like mash back and forth, you can see it briefly. There's one frame where Samus is facing the camera, and occasionally you can get that to appear on the edges when you transition. Yeah, like that. That's the best way to see it. I think that's pretty cool. It's just a little detail you're not likely to notice that just helps to give a little bit more visual information for the way Samus would look in real life. Oh shit, I forgot this dude's here. There's 8 Metroids in this area. Oh shit! Yeah, this is not going too well. I need to be very careful. I only have 64 health, and I really don't want to get set back. I think I'm about to get a save. Yeah, because this is phase 3, the next proper area. And I think there's a save right in here. Yeah, there we go. I really don't remember the order of events in this game that well. I should, because it's not that complicated. But I'm going to explore. I like these tubes here. They might come into play later. Who knows? I'm just going to pass through. I'm trying to think exactly how I want to explore in here. These guys are great. They will die to normal shots. They kind of look like they'd only be vulnerable to missiles. But they do die to normal shots. If you can get behind them and then shoot them, it's great, because they can't turn around. Another save right here, which feels suspicious, but it's fine. Let's see. I think I'm going to go left first. Yeah. Just pass straight through and go left. I'm going to go left and up. So unsure. I do not know this game that well. And you don't need to explore and get everything. Just, like, think about what areas you have and what, like, spots of the area you have or haven't explored. Like, right now I haven't explored anything along the ceilings. Like, I could go up from here. And I will, sure. I'm so indecisive, unsure. Undecided, whatever words you want to use to describe my lack of planning. Yeah, shit. Oh, that's it. That's another thing. You can do the same glitch that you can in Metroid 1, where you can jump by unmorphing in midair. And you can also do the same thing with a bomb. I think even... No, you cannot bomb and do this and jump. That doesn't work like it does in the first game. But the one that I actually often do is if you get hit, then you can jump. And that's weird, because that's not how it is in the first game, I don't think. I don't remember if there's anything here. I hope so. Otherwise, this feels like a waste of time. God, the weird atmospheric noises. The silence, though, or lack of music, really does help to, like, boost the just kind of ambient... I don't know, mystery's the wrong word. Just, like, the vibe of isolation and, like, a hostile environment. I think music is generally better, but there are some advantages to the lack of music in a lot of areas in this game. And we are nearing the end of this video. I'm going to go ahead and see about exploring the top here. See if this leads anywhere interesting. I don't remember this area. Interesting. I don't remember this spot. We're now, like, up and to the right. That was Metroid. Still an Alpha Metroid. We have not yet seen the next life stage, because there are more. There's not just one type of Metroid in this game. Yeah, that's it for this cave. This isn't exactly like a monumental place to end. I don't think I'm really going to find one, but I am going to go a little bit more exploration-wise. See if I can find, I don't know, something else. Haven't, like, gotten much of anything in this episode, aside from some missile tanks, an energy tank, more ball bombs, and the ice beam. It's not bad, actually, numerically. It'd be really cool to get at least just one more thing. Is there anything here? No. It feels like a response to me wanting to accomplish something. And I can't continue forward because the spike's there. And that was all actually just in the top left, which is weird. I'm going to go ahead and go in here. I believe we're just directly above the entrance. Where does this lead? Oh, yeah, we getting... Oh, I thought we were getting an item. We're fighting Metroids! Or, Metroid. There are still 6 more, including this dude. Ooh, I am low on health. Is there a secret around here? I sure hope so. Yeah, it's the first area you can pass through like that. There's a missile tank we can't get, and yeah, we're passing through the tubes that we saw. Or one of them. Oh, I am so concerned right now. I think there's a path to the right over there. I really hope there's something that can heal me over here. An energy tank would be awesome. Oh, it's a bad idea to tank damage for that. Oh, but I want it, though. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna do it. You can also, like, bomb jump up there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh, yeah, probably not the best decision, but I wanted it. This is a precarious position, but... Oh, what's over here? I think there is an item over here. God, there's an energy tank right there, but I don't know if we can pass through here. Oh, I want it. I don't think so. I think we have to go around. I don't know if these enemies can drop items. It really doesn't feel like they can. They also don't seem to respawn, though, which is nice. I keep pressing select to try to switch out of spider ball form, but you just press A. I don't think I said that before. Yeah, no, they totally don't drop anything. Which... Oh, blows! Oh! Oh, the beeping gets slowly more intense as you take more damage. This is dangerous, because it's very easy to take damage as the blocks respawn. We can pass through here. Oh, I want to go straight down, I think. Oh, I'm so scared. We're getting the high jump boots. That's cool. Oof. I don't think I missed any other doors to the left, which means I think this does lead to the energy tank. I really hope so. We're gonna just go until I either die or successfully get this. Yes! Oh my god, thank you. Oh, my heart. It is so intense to be that low on health. Oh. Alright, I think that's a good stopping point now that I can breathe. Alright, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Jesus Christ, man. That was so scary.